Joseph Fauria, UCLA tight end, funny man, joining us again. Joseph, obviously this spring for you has been a pretty impressive one, and you've embraced that role of funny man and instigator, but you also seem to be having a pretty serious spring. I'm watching kind of you change, your attitude about this sport. You're blocking in a certain way that you didn't last year. Just kind of talk about not taking the sport more seriously, but doing certain things that kind of are accentuating that change in you.
Well, my main thing is funny man. First of all, is I like to have fun, and I'm dead serious when I'm on the field. I'm a funny man outside, but when I'm in between the lines, man, it's a whole different story. And in terms of execution and the new me right now, it's really not a new me; it's the healthy me.
Okay.
And I mean, last year I was kind of tamed by injuries and stuff like that, and this year I'm getting my shot. I can actually get into a stance now.
Yeah.
And I've really concentrated on my first step, and simple things like that, the little things and blocking and stuff. And that's really propelled me to become a better blocker this spring, which is night and day from last year. And I'm really excited about it.
You talk about playing with an injury and playing with pain, and there's a difference between the two of those. You can't play with an injury, but it's almost sometimes harder to play with pain because you feel like you're kind of, you're not showing what you can do.
Yeah.
How frustrating, did that get for you last year? Just the idea of, this isn't me. Like I can do more than I'm showing.
Yeah, man, like I told you earlier, when I first got here, when I was taking my redshirt year, I watched film just this morning, and I was moving, and like looking at film from the game film this past year is a totally different person. And I'm getting there. I'm still not there 100% with my speed and my strength and my mobility, but slowly but surely, this summer's going to be a big deal for me, a big help for me too.
Yeah, it was the groin that was holding you back so much last year. Not a lot of positions have to be so versatile that you use
everything.
You use everything in this position. You block and you catch, but it's more than that. You're in that stance, and you have to be that fast twitch, that instinct. When you're hurting, when you can't even get in the stance, it holds you back. How do you think that's kind of changed? How have you gotten kind of unleashed, and how is it a tangible thing that you can feel like, hey, I feel better, I'm playing better? It's.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel it on the field. I'm watching film. I'm like, okay, I'm back into it a little bit. It's things I didn't see last year that I was like, why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? Because I was just so held back because of the pain and the injury and whatever you want to call it. It's more on me now. It's more what I can control, and I'm not being held back. So I'm good now.
Talk about the blocking that you've been doing. There seems to be just you kind of seem to be relishing it, like the physical. You seem to be into it.
That's how I always was, man. That's how I always was, definitely. Okay. But it's just like I said, I got a little held back last year, and I'm always about the intensity. I'm always about the big hit, sealing off the backside, double teaming with the tackles. Man, I love that. I love hitting. I love the physicality of the whole sport, and I really couldn't do that. And with that comes the trash talking, the energy, and everything. That they're all interchangeable. They're all work together, and I couldn't have that last year.
Yeah.
You can't talk smack when you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So right now I'm back into it, and I'm loving this, and the defense is loving it, and the offense is feeding off it, and it's all good.
I just talked to Coach Mastro a little bit, and he said one thing that you've been able to do is play that fine line between funny man, instigator, and ball player.
Yeah.
And he said you haven't crossed that line, and you've even kind of over the last couple weeks sort of toned it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you?
I mean, in the very beginning, I definitely was. Bam, just 100% just at you, just like in your ear, in your face all the time, because I wanted my presence to be known with my play and my talking as well, because I want to know, coaches, I'm back.
Yeah.
UCLA, I'm back, and like I toned it down a little bit because now everyone knows I'm here, I'm making the plays, and I can surprise people here and there sometimes too.
A lot of people kind of mistake that kind of attitude and that kind of bravado for cockiness or for anything like that, and they don't understand that a football player needs swagger.
Yes.
Because when you're out there, it's not baseball, it's not soccer, it's not tennis. This is football. It's a different sport.
Yeah.
Is that something that you feel like you need? And is that something that when you didn't have that last year, did you feel that missing?
Yes, definitely. It was kind of sad. I missed it. It was. I definitely missed it. It's a whole new. Like I said earlier, it's a whole new me. I'm out there, I'm having fun, and people around here, like, people in the audience maybe not. Some of the people in the media might not be used to it. Maybe the lackadaisical LA attitude around here, but it's the team's loving it. The team's feeding off it, and my own play is feeding off it as well. And like I said, I'm loving it.
Good stuff. Joe Funny Man Fauria, back in the house.